Hey there, scientists. Today we are talking about Earth's systems interacting. Your goal today is that you can describe how interactions of the Earth systems result in weather patterns known as monsoons. We have been working through the Earth's four systems that we're talking about: the geosphere, the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, and the biosphere. And today we're going to talk about how all of those things come together and they interact specifically in this weather pattern called a monsoon. In order to get us started thinking about what a monsoon is, the first thing we have to do is we have to think back to the last time we experienced a heavy rainstorm. How did the heavy rains affect the land around us and the water near us, like specifically the rivers near us? When we had heavy rainstorms, how does that affect the land and the rivers in our area? You know that typically where we live, we often have flooding issues. And anytime we have heavy rains, our Red River, it's going to flood. The water's going to rise. There's going to be flooding in and near the river. It may be to a point where it affects our neighborhoods, but typically we see that when we have these situations, the ground's going to get saturated. There's going to be water in different places. You know, we really can see how things get washed away, landscapes change because of heavy rains and flooding in our local community and in our area. So we're going to take that knowledge and we're going to use it to understand what a monsoon is. And so I know that some of you are already thinking, oh, a monsoon must be a really heavy rainstorm. And when we talk about these Earth systems interacting, we're going to see how if we have a really heavy rainstorm, how that can change all four of our spheres. How the geosphere, the hydrosphere, and the atmosphere can all be affected in storms and monsoons in these major weather patterns. So as we read through this, we're going to be able to describe how the interactions of the Earth systems can result in a monsoon. The monsoons of Southeast Asia and India have a powerful effect on the land, ecosystems, and people of the region. A monsoon is a strong wind that changes direction with the seasons. These seasonal changes cause the wet and dry seasons of Asia. Monsoons result from unequal heating of the land and the ocean. In winter, the land is colder than the water. Dry monsoons blow from the land toward the ocean. Plants wither and wells run dry. In summer, the weather is cooler than the land. The monsoons blow from the ocean toward the land. They bring humid air and large amounts of rain. The rain causes plants to grow rapidly. Humans rely on the summer monsoons to provide water for rice and other crops. The heavy rains of the summer monsoons may cause damage. Rushing streams sweep away soil. Low-lying areas flood, destroying homes and crops. People and livestock are at risk of drowning. So, what is a monsoon? A monsoon is a strong wind that changes direction with the seasons. Okay, so if we have wind that's changing directions with the season, which of our spheres are interacting? So we have our monsoon, seasonal wind that changes direction, causing the wet and the dry seasons of Asia. The winds usually blow from areas that are cooler toward the areas that are warmer. So what conditions exist in the geosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere that result in a summer monsoon? In summer, the water is cooler than the land. Winds in the atmosphere blow from the cool ocean toward the land. Now, think back to what you learned about the interactions of water and the atmosphere. Why do you think that summer monsoons bring humid air and large amounts of rain? Well, this gets back to what we know about the water cycle. Water evaporates from the ocean into the atmosphere. The water vapor in the air can condense to form rain, which the winds bring to the land. Now, what conditions exist in the geosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere that result in a winter monsoon? Well, in the winter, the land is cooler. In the winter, the land is cooler than the water, and winds in the atmosphere blow from the cool land toward the ocean. So why do you think that winter monsoons bring dry weather? Well, the monsoon is forming over land, not over the water, so the air is not humid. There's no moisture in the air. The atmosphere then blows these hot, dry winds toward the ocean. Now, monsoons can be extremely beneficial and extremely dangerous and powerful. Water that fell during the summer monsoons permits people to grow crops such as rice during the drier winter season. But the heavy rains of the summer monsoons, they'll flood those low-lying fields. So when we get these huge influxes of water, and in some summer monsoons can dump as much as 30 centimeters or about 1 foot of rain a day. When we get that much water, it can create some flooding and some really dangerous situations. But we also know that these monsoons are immensely helpful because the water that they bring helps to grow all of those crops. As you move forward, scientists, you need to think about how this is impactful to the environment, how the four spheres are interacting together. You're going to be asked to do two things when you get to your WrapUps. You're going to be asked to compare and contrast the summer monsoons and the winter monsoons. And again, that information is all in the second paragraph of your text. And then you are going to be asked to make a diagram that shows the cause and effect of the summer monsoons of India and how there is a cause and effect relationship between the hydrosphere, the geosphere, and the biosphere. Because when this is all done, your goal is that you can describe how interactions of the Earth systems result in weather patterns known as monsoons. Stay curious. Good luck, scientists.